Located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, Turkey is truly a geographical miracle with its 783,000 square kilometers of surface area. Surrounded by seas on 3 sides, these lands are among the world's most populous countries, with a population exceeding 85 million. However, this figure hides a much more complex reality beyond official data. With approximately 3.5 million immigrants from Syria arriving over the last decade, the country's population has rapidly increased, and major cities like Istanbul, Izmir, and Ankara have turned into veritable human floods. This demographic change wasn't limited to just numbers. It deeply affected the fabric of cities, economic dynamics, and social structure. Istanbul stands at the very center of this massive demographic transformation. With a population approaching 16 million, Istanbul is one of the world's most populous cities and, by itself, more populous than many European countries. Built on both sides of the Bosphorus, this city hosts the stories of millions of people who spend hours on the road during morning traffic. With Ankara's population of 5.7 million, Izmir's 4.4 million versus 3.1 million, Turkey's urbanization rate has reached 93%. What does this figure mean? Only 7 out of 100 people now live in villages, and this rapid urbanization is fundamentally changing the country's cultural and economic structure. So how do so many people live together? What do they eat and drink? This is precisely where Turkish cuisine comes into play. Listed on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list, Turkish cuisine has become a global attraction center. More than 40 varieties of kebab, unique flavors from each region, meze culture, baklava, künefe, mantı. The list goes on. From London to New York, from Tokyo to Sydney, Turkish restaurants around the world compete with Italian and Chinese restaurants. Especially in recent years, donor videos going viral on social media reach millions of views, and people travel thousands of kilometers just to taste this flavor. Salt Bay's worldwide phenomenon is actually proof of how powerful a soft power element Turkish cuisine is. But what Turkey offers the world isn't just flavors. TV series. According to 2023 data, being the second country after America to export the most TV series to the world is a success story no one could have predicted. Millions watch Turkish series in Latin America, the Middle East, the Balkans, and even the Far East. Magnificent Century was broadcast in over 60 countries, and Suleiman the Magnificent became a household name from Pakistan to Chile. Endless Love turned ratings upside down in South America. In Venezuela, people emptied the streets to watch the series finale. This isn't just entertainment export. It's a massive soft power operation delivering Turkish culture, lifestyle, and history to millions of people. The series sector also makes a serious contribution to the economy, with export revenues exceeding $500 million annually. Another reflection of this global popularity shows itself in health tourism. Especially in the field of cosmetic surgery, Turkey has become a worldwide brand. In 2023, approximately 1.2 million health tourists came to the country, and most of them chose Turkey for cosmetic operations. In hair transplantation, they can be said to be unrivaled. Nearly half of the hair transplant operations performed in the world take place in Turkey. Some neighborhoods of Istanbul have literally turned into giant cosmetic centers. Walking on the streets of Şişli, Nişantaşı, and Mecidiyeköy, seeing a cosmetic clinic on every corner is now ordinary. People from Europe, the Middle East, and even America prefer Turkey due to both affordable prices and high quality. While a hair transplant surgery costs £15,000 in England, the same procedure can be done in Turkey for 2,000 to 3,000 euros, and moreover, the person also gets a vacation at the same time. When it comes to tourism, cosmetic surgeries aren't the only thing that comes to mind, of course. Turkey hosts nearly 60 million tourists annually, with its natural beauty and historical richness. Antalya's turquoise blue beaches, Cappadocia's fairy chimneys, Pamukkale's white travertines, the ancient ruins of Ephesus, Bodrum's nightlife, Marmaris's bays. Offering different beauty every season, these lands are among Instagram's most photographed destinations. Especially Cappadocia, famous for balloon tours, has become a worldwide icon with its magical view of hundreds of balloons taking flight every morning. But here's the interesting part. While Turkey's tourism revenue reached 56 billion in 2023, this figure doesn't come only from sea, sand, sun tourism. Cultural tourism, faith tourism, thermal tourism, gastronomy tourism, each is a separate market and each is growing. Economically speaking, Turkey is the world's 19th largest economy and a G20 member. However, behind this success lies a constantly fluctuating currency, high inflation, and economic uncertainties. While inflation hovered above 60% in 2024, citizens feel their purchasing power eroding. Minimum wage is increasing, but inflation is rising faster. On one hand, technology companies, startups, and e-commerce giants are growing, receiving billions of dollars in investments. On the other hand, people think twice when looking at prices in supermarkets. This contradiction is actually a complete summary of modern Turkey, a portrait of a country oscillating between development and being developing. When it comes to young population, Turkey's average age is 33.1, which makes the country much more dynamic compared to Europe's aging population. The number of universities has exceeded 200, and millions of young people take university entrance exams every year. However, unemployment rates, especially youth unemployment, are at worrying levels. A diploma no longer guarantees anything. Young people graduate but can't find jobs. This triggers brain drain. The most talented engineers, doctors, and software developers go abroad. There are successful Turkish professionals in Silicon Valley, London's financial centers, and Germany's automotive giants. But this success story also means a loss for the country. When it comes to cultural richness, Turkey is truly a mosaic. Anatolian lands have hosted dozens of civilizations for thousands of years. Hittites, Phrygians, Lydians, Persians, Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks, Ottomans. Each has left its mark on these lands. Göbekli Tepe, as the world's oldest known temple complex, takes history back 12,000 years and rewrites human history. There are 21 sites from Turkey on the UNESCO World Heritage List. This number is more than many European countries. Museums, historic peninsulas, ancient cities, mosques, churches, synagogues. This diversity makes Turkey indispensable not only touristically, but also academically. This is Turkey, a country full of contradictions yet standing strong. Positioned between two continents, blending ancient history with modern life, these lands continue to tell their story. From kebabs to TV series, from cosmetic surgery to stunning beaches, Turkey has become a global brand. What truly makes this country special is its resilient spirit and unwavering determination. Despite all challenges, 85 million people continue writing Turkey's future together.